Dear students, in the previous lecture we have seen the concept of determinant and how to evaluate various types of determinants by using properties. Now, in this lecture, we are going to define adjoint of a matrix and inverse of a matrix. And so, two more matrices are there. They are like singular and non-singular matrix. So all these things are defined for a square matrix only. And also we need to derive a formula for the inverse of a non-singular matrix, and it is in terms of adjoint of the given matrix. So let's see adjoint of a matrix. First, adjoint of a matrix. First, you need to define this term, this matrix, adjoint of a matrix. So let us consider a square matrix A is Aij of order n by n. So A is a square matrix of order n. Here the restriction is the order of this square matrix is greater than 1. Greater than 1 means, so the adjoint will be exist after 1, means it is 2 by 2 or 3 by 3 or 4 by 4, so like that. And so consider one more matrix, like it is C is Cij. So B, the cofactor matrix. Cofactor matrix. So you know what is a cofactor? Here where Cij that defines, where Cij is the cofactor of the element Aij of the matrix A. Then the transpose of the matrix C is known as is called adjoint of the matrix A, and it is denoted by adjoint of A, right? So your A is any square matrix of order n greater than 1, and so consider C is a matrix of order n by n that contains the elements like Cij, where the elements Cij's are the cofactor of Aij. If for example the matrix A that contains A11, A12, A13 and so on, so whereas in C that contains C11, C12, C13, means so C11 is the cofactor of A11 from A, and so in the similar way Cij is the cofactor of Aij of this matrix. Then so the transpose of this matrix is called adjoint of the matrix. That means, so simply we can write this adjoint of the given matrix as adjoint of A, which is equals to transpose of the cofactor matrix, means C transpose. So adjoint of any square matrix is defined as C transpose, where C is the cofactor matrix of A. Let us check with 3 by 3 matrix. So let us consider 3 by 3 matrix, where A is equals to, let A is a 3 by 3 matrix that consisting of elements A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23 and A31, A32, A33. And also consider the C matrix C. So again that contains the elements C11, C12, C13, C21, C22, C23, and in the third row the elements are like this. So let us consider these two matrices, and A is a given matrix and C is the cofactor matrix of A. For example, C22 is there. C22, how to find the C22? C22 means it is the cofactor of the element A22, and you know how to evaluate the cofactor of each and every element of this matrix, right? Now so we can define this adjoint of the matrix. Now the definition of adjoint of the matrix that defines the transpose of the cofactor matrix, that means C transpose. C is what? This one. So what is transpose? By interchanging the rows into columns of a matrix. Now so just interchange this row as column, that is C11, C12, C13. Next second row, that becomes second column of the resultant. So this is C21, C22, C23, and this third row here it becomes third column, C31, C32, and C33. So this is the adjoint of the given matrix. So just here to find the adjoint of a square matrix, just you need to know the concept of cofactor of an element. For example, find the adjoint of the matrix A equals to, so the elements 2, 0, 3, minus 1, 4, minus 2, and 1, minus 3, 5. So for this 3 by 3 matrix, just evaluate adjoint of A, means you need to find adjoint of A. So what is the definition of adjoint A? Means it is the transpose of the cofactor matrix of the given matrix. So here to find the adjoint of a given matrix, we need cofactors of each and every element of the given matrix. So try to find the cofactors of each and every element which is present in the given square matrix. Now so find out one by one. So you know the definition of cofactors. So first here I am finding the first row elements. So that is cofactor of 2, which is equals to, now so that the sign into the minor, so already we know the signs of 3 by 3 determinants here. So remember the signs, like they are plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Do you remember how to get so these signs? Yeah, so the sign, so this plus indicates minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 1, means the location of the element. 1 plus 1, minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 1 means first row, first column. So here it is first row, second column, means the power is odd number, so that it is negative. Now so find out the cofactor of 2. For cofactor of 2, so the first sign is positive into the minor. By deleting this row and column, we get these elements, that is 4, minus 2, minus 3, 5. Now so find out the 2 by 2 determinant, that is 4 5s 20, minus into minus, so it is plus, means it is 6. So 20 minus 6, which is equals to 14. So the cofactor of 2 is 14. And similarly find out the cofactor of 0. Okay, then so the element sign is negative into, by deleting this row and column, so we get the elements are minus 1, minus 2, 1, 5. Now, so which is minus of, find out the determinant, minus 1 into 5, minus 5, and minus 1 into minus 2 means it is plus 2, minus 5 plus 2 is minus of minus 3, this is plus 3. So the cofactor of 0 is 3. Don't write cofactor of 0 is 0. Okay, so try to evaluate the cofactor of 0 is only with sign minus 1 to the power of 1 plus 2 into the minor of that element, which is equals to 3. Next, similarly, cofactor of next 3, first row last element. Now, so the sign is positive into the minor. By deleting this row and column, we get a minus 1, 4, 1, minus 3. This is now minus 1 into minus 3, so it is plus 3, minus 1 into 4 is 4, so which is equals to minus 1. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So the cofactors of the first row elements are over. The next, find out the cofactors of second row elements. Cofactor of second row element, it is a minus 1, that starts with minus 1. Now, so the sign of this minus 1 is minus 1 to the power of 2 plus 1, so it is negative into, by deleting this row and column, we get a minor, that is 0, 3, minus 3, 5. Now it is minus of 0 into 5, 0, minus 3 into 3, plus 9. This is minus 9. So the cofactor of minus 1 is minus 9. Next, cofactor of 4. Cofactor of 4. So the sign of this is 4 is plus into, by deleting this row and column, the elements are 2, 3, 1, 5. Then this is 2 into 5, 10, minus 3. So 10 minus 3 is 7. Next, cofactor of minus 2. Yeah, the sign of minus 2 is minus into, by deleting this row and column, so we get 2, 0, 1, minus 3. Then this is minus of 2 into minus 3, minus 6, minus 0. So which is equals to minus into minus, so it is plus 6. Next, similarly, the cofactor of next last row elements, cofactor of, so the third row element, so that starts with 1, cofactor of 1. So what is the sign of this one? Plus into the determinant of 0, 3, 4, minus 2. Now it is plus, and 0 into minus 2, 0, minus 4 into 3, 12. So which is equals to minus 12. Next, cofactor of this element, minus 3. This is, now the sign of minus 3 is minus times of, by deleting this row and column, this row and this column, so that it is 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, which is minus of 2 into minus 2, minus 4, minus 1, minus of minus 1 into 3, so it is plus 3. Now it is equals to minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1, minus of minus 1 is plus 1. Okay, now so one thing is left, that is the last element. Now, so the cofactor of 5. Cofactor of 5 is, the sign of 5 is plus into, the determinant is, by deleting this row and column, the remaining elements are 2, 0, minus 1, 4. Now apply the 2 by 2 determinant, that is 2 into 4, 8 minus 1 into 0, then this is 0. So therefore the cofactor of 5 is 8. Now by using all these cofactors, so we can express a cofactor matrix. Cofactor matrix, that is C, which is equals to, by replacing all these elements with their cofactors. Now so that like first two elements are 2, 0, 3, their corresponding cofactors are 14, 3, minus 1, and the second row elements minus 9, see are identified. So these are the first row cofactors, and so these are second row cofactors, and next third row. Okay, so similarly you can write so these are the first row cofactors. Then second row cofactors are minus 9, 7, 6, and third row minus 12, 1, 8. So this is called the cofactor matrix. But so what we have to find? So we need to find the adjoint of the given square matrix. So what is the definition of adjoint? Adjoint of a matrix A is equals to the transpose of the cofactor matrix. Means then just you need to write the transpose of this matrix. So the transpose of this matrix is equals to, by interchanging the rows into columns. This row that become column 14, 3, minus 1, minus 9, 7, 6, minus 12, 1, 8. So this is the adjoint of the given matrix A. So next, so try to find the following adjoints. Find adjoint of the following matrices. Now, so first one is a 2 by 2 matrix. So it is A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. And second one, A is equals to, now it is a 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 7, 8, 6. So try yourself. Okay, so just find the adjoint of the following matrices. So here, so you can find the adjoint of the 2 by 2 matrix, 3 by 3 matrix. So try yourself. The next thing is singular and non-singular matrices. So you need to define what is a singular matrix. Singular matrix. Here, so a square matrix A is said to be singular if the determinant of that matrix is equals to 0. So simply, a square matrix A is said to be singular if the determinant of A is equals to 0. Any square matrix, the determinant of that matrix is 0, we say that it is a singular matrix. For example, so A is equals to like it is 1, 1, 2, 2 is there. You know how to evaluate the determinant of this matrix. So that of is 1, 1, 2, 2. So 2 by 2 determinant is, so by multiplying, so it is A into D minus B into C, which is 1 into 2, 2 minus 2 into 1, 2. So therefore this is 2 minus 2 is 0. So the determinant of this given matrix is 0. So we say that A is a singular matrix. A is singular matrix. Next, non-singular. Non-singular matrix. So it is simple. If it is not a singular, then compulsory a non-singular matrix. So how to define this? A square matrix. A is said to be non-singular. Non-singular if determinant of A is not non-zero or not equals to 0. Okay, so for example, A is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now find out the determinant of this det A, which is determinant of 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 1 into 4, 4, minus 3 into 2, 6. 4 minus 2 is minus 2. So this is non-zero term. Therefore, the given matrix A is called non-singular matrix. Therefore, A is non-singular. Okay, simply det A is 0, we say that singular. Det A is not equal 0, non-singular. Okay, a square matrix A is said to be singular if det A is equal to 0, otherwise non-singular. Next, invertible matrix. So when the matrix that has a inverse, see, let a square matrix A is said to be invertible. Let us consider a square matrix A is said to be invertible matrix. Invertible matrix. Then there exists a matrix B. A matrix B such that A into B is equals to B into A is equals to I, where I is a unit matrix of the same order of A and B. So simply the definition of invertible matrix means a square matrix that has an inverse, then there exists a matrix B such that A into B equals to B into A is equals to I, where I is a unit matrix of the same orders A, B. Okay, so in this case, so we say that the inverse of, if AB equal to BA equal to an identity matrix, when we say that A and B are inverse to each other. So we can write this as A inverse is equals to B, or B inverse equals to A also. And so note one statement: if A is invertible, matrix, then A is non-singular, or if and only if A is non-singular. So every square matrix that has an inverse, so compulsory A is a non-singular matrix. So let us check with the solution. See, by the definition of invertible matrix, so if for example, if A is invertible, given that A is invertible, given that A has inverse means according to the definition of invertible matrix, A is invertible, then there exists a matrix B such that AB equal to BA equals to I. So here A has inverse, so compulsory there exists a corresponding matrix B such that AB equals to BA equals to I, right? Inverses exist means AB equal to BA equals to I is compulsory. Now, so AB equals to BA equal to I, that means AB is also equals to I, or you can write BA is equals to I. Now see here, A is a matrix and B is a matrix. A into B is also a matrix, and on RHS I is also a matrix. Now here I am applying the determinant of both the matrix, left side and right side. So the determinant can be applied for matrices, right? So here left hand side is a matrix and right side also a matrix. Here I am applying the determinant on both sides. Now, so already there is a property, determinant of A into B is det A into det B. Now, which is equals to determinant of I. Determinant of I is always 1. Or you can check with any identity matrix of order 2 or 3 or 4 or anything. So simply here you can remember, so determinant of an identity matrix of order n is 1. So 1 also 1, 2 also 2, 1, 3 is also 1, anything. So the determinant of any identity matrix is always 1. Now see here itself it says det A into det B is 1. So already we know determinant of any matrix is nothing but a number, right? So this number, so then so these two things are like x into y is equals to 1, right? Here x into y is equals to 1 means x and y cannot be equals to 0. X, y, 0 a chance unda? No. So in the same way, so here we can conclude that determinant of A is never 0. The product of these two numbers is 1 means the data of A is never be 0. So the determinant of a square matrix is non-zero. Therefore, we say that that matrix is a non-singular matrix. ఒక మ్యాట్రిక్స్ యొక్క డిటర్మినెంట్ అనేది జీరో కావట్లేదు అంటే ఏమవుతుందా, నాన్ సింగులర్ అవుతుంది. సే దిస్ ఈస్ ఎ నాన్ సింగులర్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్. సో స్క్వేర్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ ఇన్వర్స్ అనేది ఎగ్జిస్ట్ కావాలంటే కంపల్సరీ ఏం కావాలి, నాన్ సింగులర్ అయి ఉండాలి. ఆర్ వీ కెన్ సే దిస్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఈస్ ఇఫ్ అండ్ ఓన్లీ ఇఫ్ ఆల్సో. ఏ ఈజ్ ఇన్వర్టబుల్ దెన్ ఏ ఈజ్ ఎ నాన్ సింగులర్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్. అండ్ so you can note one, if A is a non-singular, A is a non-singular matrix, then inverses exist, right? A is a non-singular matrix. Non-singular means A inverses exist, means A into B equal to B into A equals to I. That means A inverse equals to B. So then we can write this A into B equals to B into A equal to I as A into A inverse is A inverse into A, which is equals to I. So here A into A inverse is A inverse into A, that is an identity matrix. A matrix which is multiplied with the with its inverse, then the resultant is always an identity matrix of the same order of A inverse and A. So write down one note. So here you can observe a note. So let A and B be invertible matrices or invertible matrices. Then A inverse comma A transpose and A into B are also invertible. Means A and B are invertible matrix. Then so A inverse and A transpose and AB are also invertible. So further we can observe some results. Number 1, so the inverse of an invertible matrix is itself. A inverse whole inverse is A. And so we can observe one more, that is A transpose whole inverse is A inverse whole transpose. And third one, A into B whole transpose is B inverse into A inverse. So this is again a reversal law. So AB whole inverse is B inverse into A inverse. So this is A inverse whole inverse is again A transpose whole inverse is A inverse whole transpose. AB whole inverse is, this is somewhat different. So B inverse into A inverse, not it is A inverse into B inverse. So AB whole inverse is B inverse into A inverse. Now, and so you can observe one more point, that is let it be fourth. Here A is an invertible matrix. Then so the determinant of A inverse, that can be written as 1 by determinant of A. Okay, determinant of A inverse is 1 by det A. So let's see the solution for this only fourth one. So here already given A is a invertible matrix. A is invertible means A into B equals to I, or B into A equals to I, or we can write it as A into A inverse is also I. A has inverse means A into A inverse is compulsory an identity matrix. Now here A is a matrix and A inverse is also a matrix. Then so A into A inverse is also a matrix. So here I am applying the determinant on both sides. Apply the determinant on both sides. This is now, so this is det of A into B form. Det of A into B means det A into det B. This is A inverse is equals to determinant of any identity matrix is 1. So here it is det A into det A inverse is 1. So here det A is A has an inverse means det A is a compulsory non-singular matrix. So therefore it is det A is not equals to 0. So that here I am dividing on both sides with determinant of A. So this is 1 by det A. By dividing on both sides with the det A, so on left hand side det A is gets cancelled, and the right hand side that will be 1 by determinant of A. So therefore A inverse of determinant of A inverse, that can be written as 1 by det A. See one theorem. If A is a 3 by 3 matrix and it is a non-singular is given, the given matrix is a non-singular matrix, then obviously A is invertible since it is a non-singular matrix. Non-singular means determinant of A is not equals to 0. And further, so you need to show that is A inverse is equals to 1 by det A into adjoint of A. So and further we can use this formula to find the inverse of any given square matrix. Means it is 1 by det A into adjoint A. So if we show this A inverse is 1 by det A into adjoint A, so we can use this for finding the inverse of a square matrix. Means here you know how to evaluate adjoint of a given matrix and det A. Right. So here what is given? Given 3 by 3 matrix. Given that A is a 3 by 3 matrix, that is A11, A12, A13 and A21, A22, A23 and A31, A32, A33 and so you know you can consider the cofactor matrix for this. You know the cofactor matrix of every matrix. Consider the cofactor matrix which is denoted by C which is equals to, that contains the cofactors of each and every element of the given matrix. That is, let it be denoted by C11, C12, C13 like this. And so by using this cofactor we can evaluate the adjoint, right? Adjoint of a given matrix. Adjoint of A is nothing but C transpose. That is C11, C12, C13 by interchanging rows into columns. So C21, C22, C23. So this is our adjoint of the given matrix. Now, so try to find the product of these two matrices. A is a matrix and adjoint of A is also a matrix. So A is a 3 by 3 matrix and adjoint of A is also 3 by 3 matrix. So therefore, the matrix multiplication is conformable. Now, so try to evaluate A into adjoint of A. A into adjoint of A. So this is the adjoint. A is A11, A12, A13, and this is A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33 into, now adjoint of A means this one. So it is C11, C21, C31, C12, C22, C32, C23, C33. So find out the matrix multiplication. So the product is conformable, and so the resultant elements will be exist by multiplying the corresponding row elements with the column elements. Now, so which is equals to, so these row elements A11, C11. So it is A11 into C11 plus A12, C12 plus A13 into C13. Next, this row with the column. So here it is A21, C11, A22, C12, A23, C13, and third row here it is A31, AC11 plus A32 into C12 and A33 into C13, and next row elements. So same rows but column change, and so we get another second column, that is A11, A12, A13 into the corresponding elements, that is A11, C21 plus A12, C22 plus A13 into C23. Here this row and column. So it is A21, next to get the third column of the resultant, so you need to multiply these three rows into only single column, so that it is A11 C31 plus A12 C32 plus A13 into C33. Next A21 C31 plus A22 C32 plus A23 C33. Next A31 C31, A32 C32 plus A33 C33. See here, so you can observe the things. So you know A11, A12, A13 and so on, A22, A31, A32, A33. So they are the elements, and C11, C12, C13, they indicate the cofactors of the elements of the matrix A. And so we have a definition and a property. See, what is the definition of 3 by 3 determinant? The sum of the products of the elements of a matrix with their corresponding cofactors defines a determinant, right? See here you can observe A11 into the cofactor of A11. C11 means cofactor of A11, right? Next A12 and C12, A13, C13 means this entire term that defines the determinant of the given matrix A, right? So that so you can write this as means so this entire value that defines determinant of A. So that is next means here the elements with their corresponding cofactors only defines the determinant. Now, so and one more property, I think it is the 9th or 10th, that is the sum of the products of the elements of a row with the cofactors of the corresponding elements of another row for a square matrix. Therefore the value is 0, right? Means the elements with their another row corresponding cofactors, that defines 0. See, the elements with their corresponding cofactors is defines determinant. The elements with another row corresponding cofactors means 0. So the second element, so it is A21 into C11 means different cofactors. So therefore this entire value is 0. And similarly A31, A32, A33 with another row cofactors means it is also 0. Next A11, C21. So this is also 0. And see here A21, C21, A22, C22, A23, C23 means the elements with their corresponding cofactors, that defines determinant. And here 31, 21, 32, 22 means another row corresponding cofactors, that defines 0. Next, so coming to the third column, so this is also same, A11, C31 means different cofactors, 0, 0, so it is determinant of A. Okay, here the determinant of A is nothing but a number, so it is like a scalar matrix. So scalar matrix, so that we can write it as determinant of A into, means det A comma this is one. So this is 1, 0, 0, next 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So finally this is a determinant of A into an identity matrix, means, so this is the left hand side is what, A into adjoint A form. A into adjoint A is equals to det A into I. Since determinant of A is not equal to 0, in the hypothesis A is a non-singular matrix, so means det A is not equal to 0 is given. Here we have one relation, that is A into adjoint of A is equals to det A into I. So that so we can divide on both sides with determinant of A, so that it is A into adjoint of A by det A is equals to det A into I by det A, means only I. Means we can write this as A into 1 by det A into adjoint of A is equals to I. A is a matrix and adjoint A is also a matrix, so it is multiplied with a number, means it is a scalar multiple. So in the similar way, or similarly we can show like it is a 1 by det A into adjoint of A into A is also I, right? Means it is A into B equal to I. So B into A is also I, right? Now, so by using these two relations, so observe the relation 1 and 2. From 1 and 2 relations, from 1 and 2, so we can write this as A into 1 by det A into adjoint of A is equals to 1 by det A into adjoint of A into A is equals to I form. Now, so you can observe, so this is in the form of A into B is equals to B into A is equals to I. A into B equals to B into A equals to I, means A and B are inverse to each other. In that case, we express like A inverse equals to B form, right? So here A and this is B, so therefore A inverse can be written as B. Here we can express this as A inverse is equals to 1 by det A into adjoint of A. Since it is in the form of A into B equals to B into A equals to A. Any two matrices A and B satisfies A into B equal to B into A is equals to I, then simply we can express it as A inverse equals to 1 by det A into adjoint A. Dear students, I hope you understand how to derive a formula for finding an inverse. So in the next lecture, so we will see how to evaluate the inverse of a square matrix by using this formula. Thank you.